Hoy tenemos el placer de contar con una invitada muy especial, la actriz, cantante y autora estadounidense Nia Peeples. A lo largo de su trayectoria ha participado en numerosas series y películas muy conocidas, además de desarrollar una carrera musical y más recientemente publicar un nuevo libro, The Book. En esta entrevista hablaremos con ella sobre su carrera, sus recuerdos y de algunos trabajos más destacados y esta nueva etapa como escritora. Hello, Nia. Welcome to the program. Thank
Thank you.
you very much
Gracias.
for being with us today. I would love to start talking about Walker, Texas Ranger, and your role in the series. Uh, Looking back, what are your favorite memories from working on Walker, Texas?
My favorite memories are always about the fights. I had the opportunity to work with some very talented martial artists, and I learned a lot. And then also at the time, my husband, Lauro Chartrand, who is a martial artist and a stuntman, was choreographing my fights. So they were they weren't average. They were very athletic and very acrobatic, much like Jackie Chan. So,
Jackie.
as much as I could do like that, that's what we did. So the fights were my favorite.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
What did you enjoy most about playing your character? Character.
What I liked most about playing my character is that she was a lot of things that women are, but we don't get much credit for. I think a woman isn't just feminine and soft. She's also powerful, and she is fierce. I think women are also funny. They can have a sense of humor, and they're playful, and they're vulnerable. And Sydney was all of those things. She got to be very powerful and very vulnerable with Gage, and funny. She got to have a sense of humor, and she was intelligent too. So I feel like with Sydney, I had the opportunity to play all the parts that a woman actually are. Like a woman is all of those things.
Sydney Cook is a very good person.
Yes.
Is very good.
Yes. Yeah.
Intelligent, very good.
Yes. She was.
I like Sydney. Yeah. Did you have a favorite scene or episode to film? Why?
Favorite episode to film, and why? So I think there's two different parts to that, because there's the athletic part of me that enjoyed filming the fights that were the most complicated and the most challenging. But the actor part of me, I would say that my favorite scene was with Gage when he had lost his hearing.
Ya me acuerdo. I remember.
And he's in the bed, and I'm telling him how I feel, thinking he can't hear. And then he wakes up.
Gage.
Yeah, that was my favorite scene.
Francis Rage. What was the atmosphere like being the scenes with the cast?
So the atmosphere on the set was, the cast members were great, but I came in their sixth season, I think. It was many. I was a later character. So I came into a cast that was already established. Shooting in Texas, I would say that the most difficult part was that I was the only female ranger. And it was a lot of what we call here in the States a boys' club. So the boys, they gathered together, and I was always a little on the outside. And so that was, especially with the fights, that became a bit of a challenge sometimes. Because my fights were getting a lot of attention. And some of the men, not the cast members, but some of the men in production didn't like that. So it was a little challenging to navigate that relationship because I had to do my very best, knowing that it might make other men feel insecure. So it was a little bit of a challenge being the only female ranger.
Martial arts, Walker Texas Ranger is well known for its martial arts scenes. Did you receive any martial arts training for the series? What was the experience like?
I was really lucky because I had a little bit of Tang Soo Do, a little bit, like a yellow belt, a little bit of Tang Soo Do. But I also had been on a TV series called Fame many years before, so it was always dancing. So I learned how to use my body a lot. And I'm an athlete, so I'm familiar with how my body moves. Once I started the show, they had a stunt double for me. Everyone has a stunt double. Chuck has a stunt double because sometimes we are shooting two cameras at the same time in different places. We have two different film units going at the same time. And they don't like the actors to do the dangerous things because then all production would stop if they get hurt. So we always have doubles, and the doubles are always, or usually, better than we are at the martial arts and the stunts. However, when I started, they didn't want me to do much of any of it. They were afraid I would get hurt. But when they realized that I learned it like this, and I worked very hard at it, I trained with Lauro. I trained with the people, the other stunt people and martial artists on set that I was working with, the scenes. JJ, he taught me, and I was able to learn very, very quickly. So eventually, within about the first 4 months, they just let my stunt double sit down, and they knew it was faster if I just did it. So it was a lot of intense learning from people who were really good at what they did. So I was so blessed to have that experience with such great stuntmen and martial artists. Yeah.
very, very hard, no?
It was, for me, no, it was fun.
Oh,
For me, it was fun. And I just have always been very athletic. So to be able to approach something that looks difficult, and it is difficult, but when you focus on it, you learn it, then it's way more fun. And in a TV show, it's really more of a dance than a fight. It's more, I'm not really, if I hit him, I'm not really hitting him.
oh,
I'm hitting him and pulling back. So it's more like a choreographed dance than actual fighting. So, and that's a different skill set. So it was really fun for me.
what still the martial arts? Still,
Still, I don't understand, sorry.
still,
Oh, was it
still,
martial? Yes.
martial
Oh, yes.
arts.
Yes, it was still martial
Boxeo,
arts.
taekwondo.
A tang sudo, but it was, Chuck is trained in many things, but his first belts were in tang sudo, which is what I had a little training in. But we weren't limited by that because we weren't earning belts. You know, when you're in a specific discipline, whether it's taekwondo or tang sudo, karate, they all have their discipline and you earn the belts within each of those disciplines. But I wasn't earning belts. I was learning how to punch and how to kick and how to jump spin kick and run up walls and do backflips. So it didn't matter the discipline. It didn't matter if it was tang sudo, karate, it didn't matter.
You practiced day to
Back
day.
then, yes.
Practice.
Not now. Back then I did, yes.
I practice capoeira.
Capoeira. From Brasilia.
Sí, en Brasilia.
Wow. Nice.
Many fans still love Walker, Texas. Why do you think the series is still so popular today?
I think it's still popular for two reasons. One, it's entertaining with all the fights. But two, they always know the good guy will win. The good, Chuck, the Rangers, they're the good guys. And then there's the bad guys. It's very clear. These are the good guys. These are the bad guys. And the good guys always win. And I think that ultimately people are good. They have a goodness inside. And so they want a hero. They want to know that goodness matters. So I think it's those two things. One, it's very entertaining. And two, they always know that good will win.
Mm-hmm. Throughout your career, you been both an actress and singer. How have those two careers influenced each other?
How do they influence each other, the acting and the singing? Well, all of it, even dancing, martial arts, all of it in some way is a flow of energy. When I speak to you, if I'm yelling at you or if I'm saying hello in a kind way, there's energy that's moving. And so you learn to respond to the energy. If it's martial arts, same thing. If it's singing, there's energy in the music and there's a flow of that energy and you're learning to dance with it. When I surf, if I'm on a surfboard and in the water, you're learning to surf with the wave. And the wave is just water, energy that is caught up in the water. So all of it, whether it's speaking or singing or acting or dancing or life, is a dance of energy in different forms. And that's how they're the same.
In Walker, you sing.
Yeah.
You sing. Good.
Thank you. Yes, I had
Yeah.
a couple of records back in the 90s. I had some hit records. So I had a a little bit, for a short time, I had a music career.
You know book. I know you recently written a new book. I'm sorry, my English. Could you tell us what it's about and what inspired you to write it? Also, do you think there might be a Spanish editor in the future?
There absolutely will be a Spanish version. Did you get the links that I sent you last night? Did you receive links that I sent to you? I sent you links. Did you receive an email from me?
Yeah.
Okay. So when I was in 2015, my youngest child, I have two children, my youngest child went to college, and suddenly I didn't have a family to raise. And I started looking at my life thinking, who are you? What do you want? Because I had been in the same career for 35 years. And I realized I couldn't answer the question. I didn't know who I had become. I didn't know what I wanted really in life. So I gave everything away and sold my house and got a divorce and started wandering all over the world, just listening to it, to turn up the volume so that I could better hear my inner voice of just me, not what other people tell me, not what society says I need to be, not what my agent or my manager or the TV series says I need to do, but who am I? How do I listen to the divine aspect of who I am? Because I knew that I am not just a human being. I am a part of God. I am divine. And so how do I listen to the divine part of who I am and have a whole relationship between the two of them, my human self and my divine self? So I wandered the world for 9 years. That's a long time. And that voice began turning up. I could hear better my voice, my inner voice. And the book is about that journey and what I learned.
Interesting.
I sent you in my email, I had AI translate some of it into Spanish so you could listen and be aware of what
Spanish.
the book is. Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yo compraré. Very interesting the book.
It's very, it might challenge some people because it is a spiritual book. But I believe that we, as a collective human consciousness and as human beings, are starting to wake up to the divine aspect of who we are. We know that there is more than our government. There is more than the schools. There is more than our society. We know that we are an individuation of God, and we're wanting to hear that more and move through life as a whole being that is both human and divine. So it's that. The book is about that and my journey. And it will be translated into Spanish.
Yeah, si public the book in Spanish, you already have one writer in Spain.
I have one book written in Spanish. Yes. It's a children's book
Yeah.
called The Little Apple Tree. Yes. And it is the same message, but in a child form. Very simple. And right now, it has been implemented in schools here in the United States. It has been implemented in one school in various classrooms. And in Colombia, it's mandatory reading at the 9th grade level, so for teenagers.
The little dirty dancing with the divine is very evocative. What does dancing with the divine mean to you, and how does it reflect your own life journey?
What dancing with the divine means to me is that when we accept what we are, that we are more than just human, that we are divine, there is a dance that happens between both of them. It's just like when you were asking about acting and singing, how do they impact each other? It's an exchange of energy. And so you're dancing with the energy, whether you're acting or surfing or dancing or doing martial arts or singing. Dancing with the divine is the same thing. It's becoming aware of the very subtle energy that is not physical, but it's something you feel. It's something you sense. It's very subtle. And learning how to dance with that, to include it in how you move through life. Because that is divine intelligence. I'm just Nia. But the divine aspect of me is infinitely more intelligent and powerful than I am. It just shows up in a very subtle way. So dancing with the divine is learning how to move along with the divine aspect of who we are. And so how did it impact my journey? Well, it impacted my life by reorienting everything. So that's why I went on that journey of wandering around the world. Wherever I felt called to go, I wandered and I went. And I sat with Catholic priests and Kabbalah masters and shaman and all the spiritual cultures in Bali. I was with them there to learn what all of that meant. And it all is the same. Even though it's different expressions of it, it's the same thing. We are human and we are divine. And so what that 9 years did was teach me how, experientially, through my experience, to reorient to the divine aspect of myself. So rather than only thinking as a human and moving as a human, I open up my awareness to the divine aspect, and that subtle energy becomes a part of how I move on this plane. So it changed everything for me.
The title very, very, very powerful and poetic.
Ah, thank you.
Yeah.
It's really powerful because I didn't just write it from my human self. I wrote it with my divine self. It's the whole thing, my human and my divine all together. It's kind of like, you know how a professional athlete, a football player, a soccer player, they can get in the United States, we call it being in the zone, where they're not thinking, they're just responding. And it's like, wow, it's magic because their body's just, what? They're not thinking about what they're doing, they're just moving with it. We call that being in the zone. And it's the same thing with everything else in life. How you make decisions, you know, how you perceive what is becoming possible for you. Excuse me. So when you become more aware of the subtle, of the divine aspect, and start orienting toward that, you learn how to dance with it by almost letting go and allowing it to show you, and then you move. And then you move. So it's not using my brain, it's a combination of my heart, which has access to that divine field. My heart does, not my brain. My heart. When you open that up, it knows. It can sense the field around it, and information comes. It's like intuition. How do you say that in Spanish, intuition? I don't know how you say. Hold on, I'm actually gonna ask. Say intuition in Spanish. Okay. Oh. Yeah, intuición.
Intuición.
Yeah, sí. It's from the heart space.
That's very inspiring.
Inspiring.
Oh,
Yeah.
10 minutes 10. Okay. Oh. Hi. Hello?
Yes?
Oh.
Did you lose me?
¿Y ahora qué?
Yep.
¿Hola?
Yes? Sí.
¿Y ahora qué?
Uh-huh. Miriam?
¿Hola?
Hola?
Bueno. Cortado. ¿Hola?
Hola. ¿Me escucha?
Ahora.
Okay.
Oh. I love meteorology, so like to ask you a weather question. During the filming of Water Texas Ranger in Texas, did you ever experience severe thunderstorms or extreme weather?
Yes. Texas can get very, very hot.
Hot.
Yeah.
Oh.
So the hardest thing, I mean, Texas also has a lot of rain, and we never experienced hurricane or flooding because we're not near the coast in Dallas. But what we did experience was extreme heat. So when we were filming outside, it would be very hot, but the concrete or the asphalt, which is black, was very, very hot. So people would pass out, and they had to keep spraying us with water to keep us cool. It was very difficult. It was very difficult, yeah.
I don't like. No
No,
tornados, no? No
no,
tornados.
no tornadoes, no. You're lucky.
Oh. Uh, there along the coast to Barcelona, we have a small tornado alley.
Oh, you do?
Oh.
Ah, I did not know that. I've never been to Spain, which seems impossible because I have been to Europe so many times, right, in France and everywhere. So I will have to come to Spain next time.
What projects are you currently working on, and what are you most excited about for the future? Futuros.
So when I left everything behind in 2015, I stopped working. So the last show I did was a TV show called Pretty Little Liars, which I think played in Spain as well. It was very, very popular. But that ended in 2017, and I have not acted since because I wanted to turn toward my own life and this understanding of what my relationship to the divine was. So what I'm excited about now is the book. Everything for me is about these two books, The Dirty Dancing with the Divine and The Little Apple Tree. Because through Dirty Dancing with the Divine, I get to serve and help adults, and through The Little Apple Tree, I get to impact children. And so it's with what I think is the most important thing in life, which is your own knowing of the divine thing that you are. We each have this unique divine patterning. It's one of a kind. There's only one you, only one me, only one of each person. And the more we come into tune with this thing that is uniquely me and uniquely you, the better we can express it and the happier we are. That's what we're here for. We're here to express that thing that is only us. There's only one Nia, only one Miriam. That's it. Forever. Never again. Only one. So we're here to express that and be happy and to play with it, to play in life, to express in life. So for me, everything is about this. It's about sharing these two books and learning to live it out more in my own life. And that might include more music. It might include more movies. It might include another series. I don't know. But I have a whole new way of living that makes me very happy. And sharing that through the books is my greatest joy.
Wow. What advice would you give to people who want to follow their dreams and never give up?
So what advice do I have for people that want to follow their dreams and never give up? Understand, this is what my whole book is about, is to understand your relationship as a human to your divine self. Because when you understand that, you begin clarifying what your dreams really are. Because a lot of our dreams have been given to us by other people. Like from the time we're little, 6 years old. What do you want to be when you grow up? They ask that question. A doctor, a lawyer, a veterinarian, a homemaker. How do I know it's 6 years old? No, let me be a child and let my life show me what my dreams actually are. So a lot of what we think are our dreams are someone else's. And so this is part of what my book is about, is learning to separate these I call them programs. You learn them in school. You know, you have to, when the bell rings, you sit down, or you get up and you leave. When the other bell rings, you start taking the test. You memorize all these things and you use your brain. But the most important aspect of us is not the brain. The brain can only take in what it's learning and move it around. The heart can perceive what else is up there, everything. So my advice is to get to know, to develop, okay, well, let me see this clearly. Develop the relationship between your human self and your divine self, and learn how to listen to it. So you move from a place of your true dreams, not the ones that you were told you should have. And you keep developing that, and it starts to show you more and more and more. And coincidences start happening. The universe starts laying out pathways that you never knew existed, opportunities that you could not have imagined show up. And you're like, oh, I want that. And you never even knew it existed. So that is my advice. Know that this is one of the things my children's book says, your dreams are real. Believe what you feel. Because when I talk about dreams, I'm not just talking about ideas you have of what you want. I mean literally dreaming. Because when we fall asleep, the mind goes to sleep and more of us wakes up. And we're aware of that subtle stuff. So yes, the relationship between your human self and your divine self, and then you start to play with it. And life becomes a whole other, it becomes your life. Instead of feeling like you're a slave to what other people tell you have to do, you start creating with divine intelligence, which is beautiful.
Very beautiful message.
Yeah.
Pues hasta aquí la entrevista de hoy. Ha sido un gran placer compartir este ratito con Nia Peeples. Muchas gracias a todos por acompañarnos. Ha sido un verdadero placer compartir esta entrevista tan interesante. Espero que hayan disfrutado tanto como yo. Nia, it was a great honor and a pleasure to spend this time with you. I'm sorry we can't say a proper goodbye because of the Zoom connection, but I'm incredibly grateful for your generosity, your candor, and for sharing your wisdom with you. Thank you so much for your time. I hope your paths cross again soon. I wish you all the best.